Hello everyone. In today's video I'm going to show you how to design your floor or slab, and in it we need to go to or start up from making a floor here, and this floor or slab based on the profile or the outline perimeter of the ground floor that we are about to finish in this video. So what we need to do is you can just go ahead and use one of those drawing tools, except those two things, they are picking tools, the one which has been colored red with green, sorry, and if you hit this, it's just gonna take lines and it's allow you just to pick up the existing lines of the geometry, while this one is gonna pick a wall. So if you're gonna pick that, and be careful because of the the jumping, the possible available lines that it's gonna pick either here, or if I hit undo, it's gonna go and pick it here. So wherever you place the mouse, it will make a big difference. So the thing in this is it's not sensing the exact external part of the face, and if you need to understand why, because it's logically been designed to jump toward the the core part of the wall. So in order to explain this, the slab should stop here. This is the constructional part. This is the structural part of the wall that we designed before. So in order to explain it again, if you forgot, I'm just going to cancel the floor, and I'm going to zoom into the wall that we designed, and again, that's fine detail. I'm going to select it, and just to refresh your memory, this is what we've done in a couple of 2 lectures ago, I think, or 2 videos ago. That's the constructional part, and those the core units. So that's the green line here, and that's the green line here. That's the core boundary, and whatever inside here is the structural thing. And by that, you should stop here exactly, or stop here to carry the load. You're not supposed to put the edge of the slab on the outside, although you can pick that line, but using the pick wall will identify this or that, since those 2 lines, because that's the structural part that can carry the load later on. Anyway, just to show you how it's been, I just wanted you to understand what's happening before I return to the course detail. So again, floor and pick walls, and again I'm going to zoom out. You don't go and select one by one, that's really boring. So you just hover above one of those walls, just put the mouse above it, and then hit tab and then click. Now if you zoom out, you'll find that Revit goes and follow all the chain, and get back to you the closed profile that you need. And if I just hit finish, and it will generate the generic floor on the ground floor here, as you see in here. But that's, again, that might be useful if you are not designing, if you're not designing the exact materialized base. So just go ahead and use generic. And for me, I will go again, and I just wanted to show you how it's been placed by the pick wall. For me, I'm going to pick this generic wall, I'm edit typing it and duplicating it. Let's give it a little bit of more realistic. So I'm going to go like a 30 mil of a tiles, that's an internal surface, and then I'm going to go 20 mil of a securite, and then let's say 200 mil of a concrete, and then another 20 mil of again securite, and then let's say a 30 mil of a gypsum, and then a paint. So that's what I want. And again, it's a little bit complicated. I know I'm gonna make this 200 mil, select that, duplicate or insert, push that up. So that's the upper face, which is gonna appear in here. That's the structural part, and that's line is the core here, and that's the line is the core here. So in this, that's gonna go the securite. So I'm gonna pick a substrate out of a 20 mil, and in the material, I'm just gonna concrete securite here. Yep. You see, Now I'm gonna insert another one, and this is finish 4 or 5. That's the issue. Now I know that there is a slab or there is a floor above me, so I'm gonna, for now, assume it's finish 5 as interior on both sides, because beneath I'll just design this slab exactly to be in the top of the ground floor. So above me will be the first floor, and beneath will be the ground floor. So that's what I'm doing now. So here finish 5 and here finish 5. That's an interior on both sides. So here I need something like with the tiles. So any internal tiles. I couldn't find anything, but I'm looking, putting my eyes on this. Is for ceiling, so probably you can just, you know, duplicate that and just call it floor tiles. I'm just again taking roughly the indication, not the exact material with its detail, just the, I need the tile of a 600 by 600 pavement. I know it might be here with the detail that goes for the ceiling. I'm just going to name that for a floor for now. I'm using this now. Again, insert, push that down, and again it's a substrate. You can use this substrate too. You can use them as finish 5 and finish 5 again. It's substrate will be much more sensible, as you know, as it's just a fixing. It's just a fixing material that you use, or like glue, or like, you know, any material that you use to fix the finishes to the core or to the structure will be considered as a substrate. Anyway, I forget here to write 30 for the thickness of the tile. So again, tile secret and secret here. Another insert, and I'm gonna push that down again. And this is 30. I know it's too much, and that goes for finish 5 again, because again with both sides we say they are interior. And in it, I'm just gonna write here JYP or GYP actually, and it's just gypsum. And I'm gonna insert another one here, push that down again. It's just a membrane, and I'm gonna pick the white paint, which is completely doesn't look like white that we defined earlier in this video, and it doesn't have thickness. And finish that complicated too long slab. And again, I said I'm gonna put it on the top of the ground floor, so that will be level 1. Be careful when you place it, apply, and then hover about any one of the walls and hit tab and then click, zoom in. So now if I hit finish, now notice that we have totally different message that we got when we placed that on the ground floor. On the ground floor there was no wall intersected with it, so it's just ignore us and say yes, happily creating the floor on the lower level or the ground floor. Here we have the top of those external and partition walls that we created earlier in video 2 and 3, which will be intersecting. So those two warning messages are really important. The first will telling you, would you like walls that go up to this floor level to attach to its bottom? Now I will pick yes, just to show you what happened. If I say yes, so all those top of walls, which is actually touching level 1, have to be attached to the bottom of the slab. And that's true, because if this is this face of the floor will be on the level 1, and they are overlapping with the ground floor, with the wall that's touching this, so it's going to order the top of wall to be attached to the lower face of the slab. That might be what you want. I'm going to say yes, and now if I go here, you will see that this is the slab, and that's the top of the wall, and it's the top of the wall for everything in here are not actually touching the floor finish anymore of level 1. So if you want to understand that more, you see this guy was touching the floor, the level. Now it shouldn't do that, because this guy is on the top surface of it. It is the one who's touching the level 1. So now it's attached to the lower face of that. Normally that is not what you want. You need, you need the slab to be concealed behind the wall. So even if you go to the pictures, you see that you don't see the slab. It's very rare condition when you see actually any slab there. So I'm going to go undo and undo again till I see the the profile editor, and I'm going to go to level 1 again or level 2, and then I'm going to hit finish, and yeah, again it's going to ask me the same question. Would you like the wall that go up to this floor level to attach to its bottom? Actually, I'm going to say no. And in this case, again, it's going to ask me that the floor or roof overlap the highlighted walls. Would you like to join the geometry and cut the overlapping out of those walls? And I will say in this case, yes. So it's actually going to join the walls and the geometry and the slab that we're creating, and that's really useful for us. Let me show you what happened, and I'm specifically talking about the external walls now. The partition is not really doing well, so let me just probably shade that. It's really hurting my eyes anymore. See the finishes, see the wood finish that we created for the wall? It's now actually wrapping the slab. So that's the slab. And the wall actually, if you see, it's actually been joined to the wall, to the slab, and or to the floor, which means that the wall is already being cut to allow the slab to sit above that, but not the cladding or the finishes part of it. And that's what we really need. That will make this slab concealed behind the wall. And if you don't understand what I'm talking still, so probably it's the time to go to view and draw yourself a nice section any way you like. When you do so and double click on the head of that, you're gonna understand what I mean. Probably not with this type of details. I probably need to increase it. See now, so that's, which should have some indication of a concrete. So probably, did I forgot? Yes, I forgot. That's nice. So just to concrete, so you see the same cast and stew, this one. Now when you do, see, now you have concrete here, okay? And that's the finishes. That's the top finish. That's the tile, that the gypsum. And you can see that the slab is concealed behind the finishes of that wall. That's my wall, see? And the joining is actually cutting that wall, that part of the wall, to allow the slab to sit without the overlapping, but not, again, the finishes part of it, which is really awesome. That's what we want. So that's been solved, getting ourselves closer to this type of result. I know without the detail that you see in here, but now we have the slab has been concealed behind this element, and that's what we want. Now the walls are, the inner walls, the partition are now just making an annoying thing. So I'm gonna select them and probably sorry, I need to select those, and I'm going to remove from my selection the old way the walls, because the partitions are not really accurately attaching the slab. They should attach the slab, so attach to the slab. So now we are not seeing them. Now that's the correct thing. That's the partition is touching the lower part, and it's attached to the lower part of the floor. Rather, this guy is not actually attached to the slab, but it's joined with it. So that's why this face is touching level 1 and this face is touching level 1 too, but the partition are not doing that. And again, a quick look at the section will show you the difference between attaching. That's the level. This is not attached to the lower part of the slab because the finishes of it touching the level 1, and that void happened because they are joined. This dude here, the partition, is actually attached to the lower part of the slab. It's not touching the level 1, although it's aligned to it. It's leaving this gap because of the geometry. It's a different relationship you might need to a little bit think about it. So that's what we have in here. Now we need to do the same thing, but in a different technique for the ground, because in the ground I noticed that I can see the slab. I know it's a skirting part of it. So I'm going to show you the other possibility of dealing with this. I'm going to ground the floor, and I'm going to create a floor. And this time I'm going to edit this type, duplicating it again. So it's the ground. So there will be tiles, there will be concrete, that's the internal part. Then the concrete part, but beneath that there will be no internal finishes, so no concrete, no gypsum, no paint. It's actually going to be dust, so you can go ahead and add some, bedrock it or whatever you want. For me, I'm just going to remove everything that goes down or beneath the core boundary here. So because this is going to be dust here, that's the ground. Hit OK, and then hit OK again. Now I'm not going to use walls. I'm going to pick lines as such. Make sure when you do they are automatically joined. Otherwise you need to do trimming, like it's joined now, which is great. Cool. Make sure it's on the ground floor and hit finish. And as soon as you do, now we have a ground with the tiles. And sadly, it's nice as a presentation, but sadly it's concealed the picture that we have, so probably we might need to hide it here. We're going to do that later on. When we go to 3D, I needed this to be shown as this, skirting or whatever is actually being, seen. So yeah, even here, so that's why I'm showing it. If later on we want to conceal it, we know what to do, or we know how to do that. But anyway, that's our ground floor, actually almost finished, excluding the windows and the doors inside and outside. But for now that we have both slab done, and I try to explain both cases in really more detail. So I wish that you find this video useful. Thank you very much again, and have a nice day. Bye bye.